How's it going, guys? Today I'm going to be featuring another match in the Des Moines, still using Hoshino. I feel like Hoshino and Des Moines have slowly been becoming the new Massachusetts slash Ohio. The thing that I just play way too often and then we get way too many replays. Des Moines and Hoshino is just so strong and so useful that I don't know, we just enjoy playing it. Probably do play it a little too much compared to probably everything else. Although I think it's fair because Des Moines is definitely a really good ship that we can kind of carry matches for ourselves and not really have to rely on friendly teammates nearly as often, because it does kind of suck whenever there is a destroyer that doesn't do their job. So then we kind of have to do it on our own with our radar. Pushing in to C here, we get the objective fairly early. There's an enemy Preußen charging in. There's a defense enemy battleship also all the way in their spawn. Kind of got to be careful here, because if that Preußen keeps charging in, that 30mm overmatch is going to be a problem for us. Not that we have 30mm, we just have that 27, but Preußen being as accurate as it is with that reload, we probably will end up dying if we're not careful. Enemy defense accidentally pushes a little too far around island, so we start pumping him full of AP. We did get a couple of citadels, but then dispersion does kind of troll us a little bit. Enemy Preußen, again, just charging in, kind of hoping the friendly G-Nen that was right next to us can dump enough torps that he does finish off the enemy Preußen before he does any sort of meaningful damage. We also have a friendly battleship kind of behind both of us, hasn't really pushed in yet. Would be really great if he did, just to kind of help us out. Enemy Preußen is just sitting there broadside to us, and unfortunately nothing is really shooting at him. I think G-Nen just finally started shooting because I think he was trying to set the defense on fire. Preußen starts charging in, our G-Nen smoke fades, and G-Nen gets absolutely nuked, as we saw him in the corner of our screen with basically no HP left. Kind of unfortunate. Would have been really great if he was still alive to kind of put some pressure on this Preußen, especially because G-Nen does have that 32 casemate. He actually has the opportunity to survive. On top of this Preußen pushing in with his hyper accurate guns, he also had a secondary build, so we're just trying to reverse as far as we can just so we can survive, as he does 13k to us with just his front guns. Yeah, that's Preußen for you. Not really fun to deal with in a cruiser, unless we can sit behind an island and farm him. If there is any sort of chance that Preußen does actually get to spot you, especially with aim assist, not very hard to aim in this game. Not much you can really do. I guess hope you can kind of throttle jockey and maybe get away with dodging some shells, but more often than not, that's not really going to happen. Dispersion, kind of bad, not working with us here. We need to hit a superstructure to deal all sorts of damage. We can't pen his casemate or anything because everything is too heavily armored. Luckily, our friendly battleship that pushed in, kind of late in my opinion, but at least he did, and did take us, take the pressure off of us, and we did survive at least. So now we have the opportunity to kind of go and push in. Enemy defense is probably going to keep reversing away, and as long as we kind of pillar with the island away from that Yamato, we should be fine, and we should be able to take care of the enemy defense, and we really shouldn't have to worry about the Yamato. Friendly battleship behind us is also trying to turn in already, which is great. I feel like most battleships would probably would have turned away and kited, and then all of a sudden we would have been alone again. But this battleship turning in as soon as he did, really good for us. Enemy Yamato doesn't really go the way I expected. I thought he was going to keep charging straight in towards B to keep shooting at the friendly teammates that are in B. But yeah, now we need to try and duck behind the island. He is basically going to be right next to the enemy defense. So now it might turn into the, I guess, trying to pillar from the defense and finish off the Yamato, ideally with our friendly battleship's help. Our friendly battleship is taking the scenic route around C, but at least that way, ideally he would be spotted before we get spotted by the Yamato, and maybe take the first salvo and give us about 20 seconds to kind of deal as much damage as we possibly can. Unfortunately, we were just outside of radar range, and that Yamato actually gets us spotted before our radar spots him. So now we're going to have to dodge the first salvo and then try to duck behind the island. Yamato does 10k to us. Now is our time to kind of angle away. I'm hoping our friendly battleship can nuke this Yamato and maybe save us from getting citadeled, especially because Yamato has overmatch and also improved pen angles, which is really weird considering it already overmatches. So they just don't want you angling or doing anything at all, basically. But Yamato on a permafire, he is now broadside to our friendly battleship. And he's just going to get focused now. We're trying to slow down so we can still lob over the island. And this Yamato is just simply going to keep getting melted. We pump our sonar because we're expecting the enemy defense to push in and maybe try to torpedo us. And ideally, we would have some heads up that he's coming so that we can at least try to either angle or position ourselves so we don't get insta-dev struck by torpedoes. And enemy Yamato still sailing flat broadside to our friendly battleship. We set him on fire. We finally finish him off, and the enemy defense does get spotted because he shot our friendly battleship. Enemy defense, I was assuming he would try to also turn away, go towards B, maybe run away from our friendly battleship, kind of regroup with the rest of his team. But he decided to go bow into our friendly battleship. I'm sure he probably considered smoking up and trying to farm our battleship, but luckily the position we were in, we were able to just come around the corner and finish him off. We also had our sonar, so we know there's no torpedoes, and now we're good to go. We can just simply start charging to the other side of the map and try to deal with the remaining 3 ships. We do have, 2 ships now. We do have 4 kills, and all we need is 1 more. Enemy Dalian gets spotted flat broadside. Unfortunately, with Hoshino, we do lack some accuracy as we're not getting any citadels here. All of the shells are landing high or low. There's our first citadel. I'm getting a little worried that someone's going to end up yoinking this, but luckily one of our shells ends up citadeling him again, so we kind of got lucky to finish him off there. Definitely took a lot more salvos than I thought it should have. I kind of figured probably should have done it in like the first salvo, I think, if we had Norman Scott instead. But it's okay, we were able to secure it. We got a kraken. We have 185,000 damage. No Confederate. I don't think we got to shoot at 6 things yet. And also no high caliber. I guess there was just too many battleships to get a high caliber. But it's okay. This was still a pretty good match nonetheless. Enemy Burger on the border is basically dead. He does come into range, but he's broadside to our whole team. He goes down, and the match finally ends. But yeah, Des Moines and Hoshino, the new Ohio, I guess. We get 3k XP. But yeah, definitely didn't get nearly as much damage as I kind of wish we could have. But that's fine. We still secured our kraken. Man, I don't know. We might need to start doing those compilation things for Des Moines pretty soon, because we do get a lot of 3Ks in Des Moines just because of how much carry potential it has, especially with finding destroyers. And when you deal with destroyers, get caps. I mean, that's a whole lot of XP. And since our replays are mostly based on base XP, yeah, it's kind of a lot. But yeah, Des Moines and Hoshino. I wonder if there's ever going to be another commander that's going to be even more busted than Hoshino for cruisers. Like, can you imagine? Maybe the base trait does like reload for everything, and then all of a sudden now you can use that thing with the base trait for reload on a cruiser. Yeah, who knows? But for now, Hoshino gonna stay on Des Moines. Man, feels bad for Beepley. Beepley used to be our go-to, but now Hoshino is. I guess Wargaming has to keep releasing OP commanders to, I guess, keep people paying for stuff in the game. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like and subscribe for more, and share with your friends, or leave a comment down below for other ships you want to see in the future. But anyway, guys, till next time, aloha.